right, VMware Explore 2023, been a week of announcements. Another one, there was a press announcement this week pertaining to VMCE on Equinix, and joining us to give all the details is our good friend Heath from the Cloud Infrastructure Business Group. Heath, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's great to be here.
Yeah, man.
No, it's fun seeing this the VMware Cloud concept that we've had for a long time expanding out to be able to run in other places. I'm curious to hear more about what all was announced exactly.
Yes. It's definitely it's the first decoupled solution that we've ever had, right? So we're so used to the cloud solutions, but this is the first one that's actually decoupled, right?
Right, exactly. So for customers that are already familiar with our VMware Cloud on AWS solution, right? You're buying hardware and software from VMware, right? This is actually where we break it apart. You go to Equinix, buy the hardware, and then you come to VMware, buy the software, and then we leverage the APIs. So they have this awesome bare metal API that allows us to deploy our software on their bare metal, all with automation, right?
Okay.
So we're getting to that point of real software infrastructure as code through Equinix.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate here and say, why wouldn't I just use VMC on AWS? Why would I go bare metal in a case like this?
So there's value add there with Equinix, and what main thing that they have to offer is their fabric, right? So if a lot of our customers are already familiar with Equinix's fabric. They have a massive fabric infrastructure around the globe, right? In fact, when customers are looking to do things like high-speed stock trading transactions where milliseconds or microseconds matter, they're calling Equinix to get that done.
No, their peering is fantastic. If you were looking for a good place in terms of being able to get connectivity out, particularly cross-region or low latency for like local metro applications and things, they've got some really cool capabilities.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, and so before we dive too deep into it, I'm curious, what was the actual announcement that was made today?
So today they're announcing that we're in the middle of our early access program, right? It's kind of essentially the beta release out for our customers, right? So we've got a couple of customers already playing with it today, and they're trying out our early access program, and so that's getting us towards that next milestone of initial availability coming up in the future.
Okay, so if somebody wants to try this, how do they do that? Do they have to bring their own Equinix box and play? Or?
No, so our early access program customers, we're giving them access to some hardware that's been provisioned by Equinix, right? So it's a kind of a temporary trial for them.
Okay.
So we're giving them 4 hosts, connecting it to these customers already have Equinix colo stuff. They already bought hardware and installed stuff on it, so they're already an Equinix customer. We're just connecting this to their existing Equinix Fabric, and it gets this new software-defined data center turned on. Now the key there is it's not just an SCDC, it's all managed by VMware, right? So this is a
VMware SREs on the life cycle. It's their problem, not yours.
Yeah, so all patches, upgrades, lifecycle management, all done by VMware on Equinix's hardware.
Oh, okay. So it's essentially deployed by VMware.
Yep.
It's managed by VMware.
Exactly.
But it's actually decoupled and separate and...
Right.
Okay.
So you get a bill for the software and a bill for the hardware from 2 different companies.
I like that. So you touched on one of the use cases, certainly the stock exchange. I'm curious, what are some of the other customers that we have?
So when you think about retail stores, that's one of the ones I keep going back to, and some of the stuff when I talk about this is a lot of retail stores have servers in the building, right, to manage points of sale and inventory and all this stuff. And they do that because latency matters, and that's where Equinix comes in, is they have so many regional data centers around the globe that they can actually provide data center infrastructure for retail stores nearby and get them into that sub 10 milliseconds, try and get it below into that single-digit milliseconds of latency. So they don't have to put servers in stores anymore.
Yeah.
They can just leverage the cloud nearby and get the same performance.
At that point, you can run a raw SQL query over that network, or you can do VDI and get really awesome latency response for the end user.
Exactly.
So you can run that point of sale. I saw the demo of them running point of sale over in the VMware booth, and it's like, okay, I either need a server under the desk or I need it in the metro area if I want to have really, really good experience.
I mean, you think about how much consolidation that provides of getting all those servers out of stores and consolidating into a nearby regional cloud data center.
Versus you trying to spin up colo agreements in 12 different cities, send out firewalls, send out switches, send out racks. That does not sound fun.
Right.
Or even worse, like, oh, we need a spot. We're expanding into Singapore. Well, I'm not in Singapore. I don't have any IT staff in Singapore. Singapore's a lovely place. I'd like to go visit it, but I won't have to go there every time a drive breaks. So.
Yeah. So a lot of value in what we're calling for this solution a distributed cloud, right? Being able to get little bits of cloud wherever you need it across the globe.
This is quite the contrast from some of the shops that I've been to, where you're buying something in a retail store and they're like, just 1 minute, it's dialing up, and you hear the AOL sound, and then you finally make your transaction.
Yeah.
So, clearly not the customer.
That's a terrible customer experience, right?
It really is.
During my presentation I did here the other day at Hands On Lab, I kind of explain one scenario, and I always get a kick out of this, right? So I go to the grocery store with my wife, and we're always buying produce of some kind, and those little crazy stickers always fall off the produce, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so you can't scan the little barcode or key in the number, and you got to go searching for it in the self-checkout point of sale, and it's annoying, right? But I've noticed something, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this too. I put that little piece of produce on there, and then you hit the search button, and it makes suggestions. And it's not the same one every time.
There's an ML scanning versus from a camera.
So that's what I think. I think there's some sort of automation or some sort of artificial intelligence using cameras, because if you look up at those, they're watching your every move for loss prevention. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, these cameras can be going, oh, that's like orange colored. I think it's a peach or an orange.
Image processing, you don't want to be sending that all the way across the U.S. You want to
think about the time and the speed it takes to actually do image processing in real time. Right? And the data ingress and egress of trying to send that to a cloud, right? Yeah. The cost behind that. So to have it be able to go over someone like Equinix's Fabric, where they have 1/3 the cost of some of the hyperscalers, that's massive.
Yeah, Whole Foods is certainly getting more modern with their stuff, and with the Amazon and the checkout, all of that stuff needs to be obviously highly performant, and there's no time for delay on that kind of stuff. So
So I could see this being leveraged in all kinds of different locations, not just retail, healthcare, telco, trying to leverage high-speed, low-latency networks, leveraging Equinix's Fabric. It's major value add here.
All right. Well, last question for you before we let you go. How do people learn more about this, and is there any information that we can get that we can share?
Yeah. So if you go to our webpage, right, at VMware.com, and you do a little search for VMware Cloud on Equinix Metal, you'll find our page. We have a page that just turned on today for our new solution.
Very nice, Heath. Thanks for giving us the information, man. We appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your VMware Explore.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.